So I normally would say light rant. I don't know and I don't believe today's is going to be light. A lot of y'all have been asking for longer content, so we're going to give this a try. I ask for your patience. I am still navigating this space. We're adjusting to this. We've been talking this kind of talk for, well over a decade, I would say, in different spaces, but we're new to YouTube. And I really just want to focus on the message, not so much focus on having crazy editing or just putting all this stuff into it. I just kind of want the message to speak for, what it is. And that's what it's about. So I ask for your patience and I appreciate you. Sorry, I wrote a couple of things down, just things that came to mind, but I didn't know. I'm not sure which one I want to talk about. So many things came to mind today, because I always turn on the TV, kind of see what's going on and seeing what I'm observing and just wherever inspiration comes, and quite a few things came today, but I just picked one. So I want to talk about how I really do not have empathy for women. I just don't. And myself included. I don't have empathy for the system that we've created. And we're dealing with the repercussions now. And we have to acknowledge and be honest about what we've done here. Okay? Excuse me, let that bus drive by. Yeah, so when I'm talking about what us women created, talking about feminism, I'm talking about just the whole system that we have not revamped. We're fighting for all these rights. And when I say we, I don't literally mean me and you if it doesn't apply to you. What I mean is the system. We are taking accountability for all this. I'm a woman, so I'm a part of it. I benefit from it. You have to acknowledge that. We are getting what is owed to us. We created this movement called feminism. We had the women's right movement. I'm never going to pretend that I'm an expert in these subjects, but I'm pretty well read enough to speak on it somewhat, as well as I encourage everyone to do their own research if something triggers you or something sparks your interest. But we created this movement, one of the issues with people our age and my age and younger is that we don't, and I would even argue some older people, but mainly us, we don't understand that all of these systems, everything that's going on, it was created and it was voted on, and there was a time where this was a big deal. It's not like we were born and poof, all this stuff is here. No, this stuff was created through politics, through everything. These were actual, every little thing that we utilize today. And there's so many systems that haven't been revamped, whether we're talking about our terrible child support system, whether talking about the prison system, the school system, we can go on and on. There's all types of flaws in these old institutions that haven't been redressed since civil rights, since post-slavery, since post-feminism, since post the women's movement, post all these things, post the Immigration Act of 1968. All of this stuff, there hasn't been any revising to this. So it's like a whole mix of us changing some things, but leaving other things that really are causing division at the end of the day. So my point in saying that is there was a time where us women did not work. Of course, that was the time where it was mandatory pretty much for people to be together for survival, as well as people really were attached to that legacy. They were really attached to maintaining their history and having pride and where they come from in a way that we don't necessarily now. But the point is, women's suffrage, all of that was created because women were mad, and I don't even know what to call it, the powers that be, the government, whatever you subscribe to is the cause. They empowered women into feeling like, oh, they're oppressed. And instead of their opposition being real life issues, their opposition is their husbands. So then we could go on and on. I don't, because honestly, women's suffrage, women's movement, that's a whole conversation in itself. But the point is, here we are today in a system where basically it was written in a time where women weren't even working. Child support, a lot of this stuff comes from a time where like women were just allowed to work. So like we were seen as super oppressed. And of course, Black people get the brunt of it because we were post-slavery. So they got hundreds and hundreds of years head start over us. And then of course there's other races who weren't even in this country in droves prior to the last 20 to 30 years. So another whole conversation. We can break these things down later. I'm just trying to get to the main point. My point is, women, you asked for this. You asked to work. Everybody's complaining right now about how much things cost. Things are expensive as I don't know what. Things are so expensive. Let's see. I was looking up earlier. I think the average rent in like most places. The point is, I remember back in the day, you could live in Florida, rent $300-400, nice apartment, nice side of town, all that. The point is, rent is like $1,200, $1,500, $1,700 for a 1-bedroom crummy apartment. Car payments are like $600 to $1,000. Like so many people are paying close to $1,000 for their car note, over $200-300 for their insurance. Food it's literally cheaper to eat out, like at this point. Like that's how high groceries are, depending on what you eat and how you pace it out. But the point is, like, things are so expensive, and women, y'all are so free. I'm sorry. Let me say we, because it's about the system. It's not even about y'all. It's not about who agrees with this, who doesn't. The point is, we as women are not standing against to fight the system by actually loving your men and being with them and building family together and shutting up and being grateful, because that's what they don't want you to do. Think about it. Your life is hard because of you. You are choosing for your life to be hard. Why? There are so many men out there, still to this day, as terrible as y'all are, as terrible as we are, there are still men that actually still want to date us, still want to spend time with us, if we're worth anything. That's insane. We are that terrible, but we still have men that are that kind and that desiring to still want to date somebody that they see some value in, right? Some of them even still want to get married. Some of them do. Some of them still want to be fathers, which is the number one thing. You want a good father to your children, and a good husband. That's what you want. Period. The thing is, we have men that still want to do that, and y'all are still ungrateful, bashing these men, giving all this type of crazy criteria. Now, we could break down the 50-50 relationship in another time. But let's say, for example, whether you believe in 50-50 relationship, 100, 20-80, no matter what number you believe in. The point is, it's better to have a partner than to have to do it all by yourself. You're literally want to argue if a man's going to pay all the bills versus you paying half the bills. Guess what? If you're alone, you're paying all the bills. And it is so expensive to be single, especially as a woman. Why do you think all this crap is created, all of these side hustles? OnlyFans is a side hustle. I'm sorry, to me, OnlyFans is like the sex Uber. Like, it's the same thing. They have all these crazy ways for women to now have to make money and for you to feel empowered because you're independent contractor, entrepreneur, whatever they've convinced you that you are. But the thing is, your customers are men. So how empowering is that? Like, you're having to go to your oppressor to give you money. Anyways, another conversation for another day. But yeah, like, I just have no empathy. This could all be so easy. We're meant to be together. Secondly, like, if you actually, first of all, let's rewind it back. Let's rewind it back. I've always said and maintained, I've been saying this. I think I was saying this since I was like 19, 20. I don't even remember. It's been a long time. But women working was the worst idea ever. Y'all literally doubled and over doubled, because there's more women than men, and I'm sure a lot of more women are employed than a lot of guys, unfortunately, especially if you break it down by race. I think definitely in our community more women are employed, because a lot of our men, they've mass incarcerated. On top of a lot of black men, they've created this stigma where they don't want to hire them, and they don't get the same opportunities that we get as black women. Of course, a lot of them make more, but still, all things that we've created, we wanted that, because a lot of us, we see our men as oppressors. At the end of the day, a black man does not oppress you. Black people can't oppress. Like, we don't have power to oppress. I mean, we somewhat can kind of oppress each other, like class enemy type stuff. But as far as oppressing another race, we don't have that power. But a lot of black women, y'all walking around acting like black men are your oppressors, your biggest oppressors at that. You rather be freer from the oppression of your black man than white supremacy. And that's insane to me. That's why you act like you hate them. That's why you're so mad. Anyways, I digress. Back to the topic. Hold on. I gotta talk over this. Hold on one second. Because there's a song playing. I don't need to get no copyright for that. Get a copyright? They play their music so loud sometimes. Okay. Anyways. Goodness gracious. They still haven't rolled by. Okay. Hopefully y'all can't hear that. And hopefully it goes away. It's too early for all that. But, shoot. I really hope y'all can hear that. But, okay, let me just come back when the song's over.